been talking about with oil, it happened. I've been saying, been saying, be careful since it hit this 76.98 that it needs to touch this 66.77 to turn the 66.77 into support, and voila, it happened absolutely perfect. Now, our main goal, right? Our main goal is to do this. See what it did right here? Go all the way past the 76.98 up to the 88, right? So our next huge target is to hold this, I don't know, teal, blue, whatever you want to call it, line right here. We need to hold it. We broke it right here, but then got rejected the very next day. It's imperative we hold it and stay. It's okay if we don't immediately take out this 76.98, but we need to hold this 74, 7, or basically 75. If we can hold the 75 for at least a few days, and that gives us our momentum to break above the 76.98. All right, let's break into it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm disappointed in all of this. Royal Dutch Shell earnings are coming up. What, next week? 7/29. You have 4 days from now. So what, Thursday or something? Thursday, Wednesday. Ooh, then that means like almost all of these should be coming up pretty soon. Yep. So this should be huge for this week, or it's gonna be nasty, right? And why would it be nasty, Eric? The oil has been on a tear, depending on how bad they hedged. Like if they were not anticipating this boom up, then they could have sold all their oil at what, maybe 60, 55. And if they sold all of their projected oil of that, then they missed out on a lot of money. And then we'll have to look at for the next 3 months for the earnings to really kick in. So I'm very excited to see what type of earnings we're going to be calling. Because if you see right here, what we had 16 cents to 73 cents to, let's see what happens. Now, Royal Dutch Shell, again, it's not anything to really write home about. We're still basically in the range. Let me go ahead and give us a better picture. That's our long term from last November. As you see, we're still in the upper quadrant, right? Or the upper half. I think quad would be 4. We're still in the upper half, so it's still bullish. Even though we had the games being played on the oil market this last week, got probably all the weak hands out. Let's look for this upcoming week to see what really happens. Like that one's on the 29th. Total is on the 29th as well. So again, since they changed their ticker, they don't have any back data on this. So I can't really go very much into that. Let's see, E, 730. So basically this week as well. They got 42 cents, 4 cents, 28 cents. So they're kind of, well, no, sorry. They're low. That's what they paid on dividend. Okay, well, it didn't say anything. Anywho, it does not look like a very strong stock. It looks like we are going to oblivion. However, really just wait till this week. So I'm more interested to see what's going on next week with most all of these. Let's see, when is it? Okay, they reported last on the 21st with 4 cents gain. So they didn't really blow. It's kind of pitiful. However, they still did beat. Again, that kind of that's almost makes perfect sense of what I was discussing, right? So you would think they would have made hand over fist money, but they didn't, and that's because they didn't capitalize all the way. We're still a few, like the next earnings will probably be much better. But we stayed above the 1734, which is amazing. So Depending on this upcoming week, if they got all the games out of the oil market, then this is a good buy. But be very careful because there's a lot of resistance. British Petroleum, E Total, and Royal Dutch Shell. Those are more your Europeans, and it's more Brent crude, I guess. You know, they're huge in America. Don't get me wrong, but they're more on the worldwide market more than your KMI or your XOM or your MMP. Well, Valero is also in that. They're more international. That's where they're part of their portfolio. Don't get it wrong. Of course, Exxon's international. However, this is British Petroleum, right, and or the Royal Dutch Shell. The E is French. The TTE is French. Total is French. E is I think Italy. Valero, I can't remember. Um, it just kind of looks like all those have really been beaten up. So I kind of want to see what happens again when they have their earnings call, which is on August 3rd with this one. So it's next week. XOM, extremely disappointing. Uh, However, coming into earnings, we basically got destroyed last week or within the last couple of weeks, which this could be kind of good because we have like basically everybody's already out. So if the selling's done and they post better than Kinder Morgan, right? Because what Kinder Morgan only beat by a couple pennies, maybe 4 cents or something. Then I could see we retry to test these highs, but it might take a minute, man. That's what I'm trying to explain. It could take a very long time, or another 3 months before the oil stocks really show their gains. MMP is another one, which is when did they? On the 29th. Yeah, I like this one. You have your clear exit of 44.74, but I like this one just for their dividend. I'm not gonna lie. Chevron. Chevron got destroyed, but again, let's wait till I guess the end of this week. We got our earnings on the 30th. I don't particularly like it. We fell out of the bed. We're no longer in our target area or our extension. We broke below it. So I'm looking for us to at least try to break this 100 and get back in it before I really want to even look at this. But you never know. It might just start going back down, right? So we have to wait till next week. I don't really want to say anything or predict anything for anything because on 4 days or 5 days from now, everything could be completely different. Valero is exactly another one. They present on the 29th. So again, it's very difficult to want to get in front of any of these, especially because you have a very volatile oil market, and I don't know what to expect, right? So let's go Sunoco. That's a breath of fresh air at least. Man, at least one of these stocks looks decent. Sunoco looks amazing. There you go. I like Sunoco. It's looking good to me. Let's try to test those highs of 38.84. Maybe not next week because we have earnings on August 3rd. So again, I want to see what happens August 3rd. I think that's what we'll have one more weekend. We'll have next week, and then the week after that so basically like 2 weeks is there. Excuse me. 2 weeks is their earnings report. So kind of want to see what happens there. But of all the oil stocks thus far, Sun's doing the best. I want to see ET. Energy Transfer. The only reason I'm doing this is because Energy Transfers is kind of like the Papa company of Sun. They own a lot of Sun or Sunoco. And they earn on 8/3, so same day. So Sunoco, if Sunoco pops, this should pop. Just letting you know. for future reference.